the trend in terms of the growth of data protection needs across organizations. Now, the one thing we shared earlier was that it's not just DPOs, right? There are also more companies or more organizations forming committees, DP committees. So there's more demand for DP needs in organizations.
Yeah, and I think I also add on to that question that these are also arise when there are enforcements that actually happen, right? So a lot of companies don't care and suddenly a breach happens. So all those needs, you will see increasing needs. And of course, today we talk about COVID-19, right? Which obviously will put a strain on your organization as we digitalize. So we can only say this, right? The demand will be more, the shortage will be even worse when companies roll out their data countries roll out the data protection laws. So the needs will become, depending which country you are in, the moment they start enforcement. Only Singapore has enforced the law, and we are seeing signs of it, correct, Edwin? In the Philippines. Philippines is next to enforce. When that happens, it will also drive a lot of the needs from the organization in a similar way that you see in Singapore's case. The moment they enforce, everyone rushed out to appoint a DPO. Lyn, you remember that, yes?
Yeah, and the other thing that I see is a maturing of the market, I think, because organizations, the big organizations that had enough money to do it at the outset, just went and got a law firm to do a whole lot of policies for them, and they sat on the shelf, right? So lots of legal compliance, nothing operational. And more, I'd say in the last year or so, I see organizations realizing that's not enough and having to do the operational, practical stuff, and that's driving demand for DPOs as well. Just driving demand for DPOs that know what they're doing and committees that know what they're doing.
Shu, I will just take this opportunity since we're talking about DPOs. Someone is asking, what about the trends in Malaysia? I am assuming that you are talking about data protection and the DPO. So Malaysia doesn't have a requirement for the DPO, but the laws are being amended to align with the GDPR, and the new amendments, again, it will take a long while, right? But the Commissioner Mas Malik, he's also recommending DPOs, right? Unfortunately, in Malaysia, there's not a lot of action happening because of COVID, yeah. But we will expect some sort of action to happen when COVID-19 lessens, because the joke here is 2 years ago, I was training the enforcement officers. They were ready to start the enforcement. And then COVID-19 struck. And I remember I got back to Singapore one day before the circuit breaker started.